These poems have been writing me. Scripting the tattered pages of this journal, rebound in leather with the promise of eternity, my pastor says that there is no insignificant data. So thank you for the years and the fears, for the bumps and the bruises, for the failures and successes and all of the questionable moments, for the tears of despair and the misunderstandings. To those who thought that teasing was more appropriate than a hello, I pray that we have both learned lessons that have made us both better. For all those that called love a cold shoulder, I appreciate that you made me stand on my own and depend on God. There is no malice here. And God doesn't make mistakes, so we were all in the right place at the right time to fuel a productive today and add hope to a promising tomorrow. I didn't know then what I know now. And I don't know now what I will know tomorrow. But I do know the difference between help and helplessness, between hope and hopelessness. And I am success because your prompting wrote me more beautiful, stretched me beyond the limitations, planted seeds of doubt that were pruned by seeds of faith, watered with tears of sadness that gave way to unspeakable joy. Morning isn't in the dawn of a sunrise, but it is that darkest moment where God sits hidden, tucked away within the promises that make the mystery of darkness so beautiful. So I found an affirmation of the sacred within the creases of my uncertainty. And today, I am most certain that angels have walked with me every step of the way. And our introduction wasn't happenstance, but instead divinely crafted. You've blessed me. So be glad that who you are, who I am, who we are, is enough to move heaven and earth until God has met us here in the middle ground. Peace and blessings to you. Thank you for joining us here at Poets After the Storm. I am here with my sister Jamaica Green, and this is our monthly fundraiser designed to collect donations to assist people that are living in Jamaica, West Indies, and are currently rebuilding after Hurricane Melissa. Jamaica, hey sis.
Hey, Kimberly, redefining freedom. That's her poetry name. And I must say that as you were saying the poem, some of the nuggets were just hitting me, boom, 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 boom. You know, what we're here for, is to spread the word of joy, to give hope to the hopeless, and to do what we can with what we have to make sure that the world is a better place. So
Yes.
firstly, I want to say thank you, everyone, for joining us, and happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And for all the children, happy Child's Month. And that's what we're celebrating today. At the same time,
Yes.
reminding you that there are people who are in need still, especially in the west of Jamaica. And,
Mm,
it hasn't gotten any prettier, you know?
yes.
So this is why we're
Yes.
here to do this.
Yeah, because so often, I mean, one of the reasons why Jamaica and I came together to decide to do this is because we realized that oftentimes when a natural disaster happens, because we see these things happen all the time, hurricanes hit somewhere every year. Earthquakes hit somewhere on a regular basis. Tsunamis happen, tidal waves happen. So we see these things, tornadoes, all types of natural disasters happen. And it's a big thing for the moment when it happens and immediately afterwards. And then as the rest of the world goes back to its normal everyday living, those people that are living in the aftermath of that storm and that disaster are kind of forgotten about. And the news is no longer trending. And with the way that the world is, there are so many new news items that come up almost every hour. So something like that gets forgotten because it's easy to forget when it's not you. It's easy to forget that somebody doesn't have the comfort of a roof over their head, that someone doesn't have clothes because everything they had got destroyed in this disaster. And we just wanted to make sure that no matter who else forgets or chooses to ignore it, that we are holding space for the lived experiences of the people that are still trying to rebuild on the other side of that, and that we are, like Abraham Joshua Heschel said, that we are praying with our feet and actually doing
Mm.
something to help contribute to helping them rebuild their lives.
Yes, it's an honor to be able to do this, and it
Yes.
also is a little selfish because I get to write again. I get to express
Yes.
artistically, poetically, and it also brings me joy, as much as it's a very sad, occasion,
Hmm.
But as we say sad, I just want to, pay homage to a couple of people that we
Yes.
have lost over the last couple of days. I know you've also had a loss in your family. And
Hmm.
so I just want to pour out libations to Aja
Hmm.
Echeverria, who was a friend from school days. She passed, and I'm hoping that the Most High just cradles her in his
Hmm.
bosom, as well as Uncle Carly. We heard that he passed today. So, Ashe, Ashe. And how
Yeah.
about you?
Ashe. I heard that a friend of mine, just before Mother's Day, her daughter passed. So we're going to have the service for her tomorrow. So just want to send up prayers for Terry. That's the mother's name, and Nyla was the daughter. So prayers for Terry and prayers that Nyla's spirit be ushered into her next, outside of this realm. And she had several brothers and sisters. So just want to lift up prayers for that entire family, and just keeping in mind the various people for whom Mother's Day is not necessarily a joyous occasion. So we talk about Mother's Day in honoring mothers, and I always like to honor the people who have been biological mothers, and also the people who have mothered but have never had biological children.
Right.
Mothering is a very important vocation. I don't think it's just something that someone is, it's a vocation, it's a calling. And that's why there are people who give birth, but they are not mothers, because
Mm.
mothering is more than just giving birth. Mothering is intention, and it's sharpening and shaping people, and it's looking beyond surface level things and figuring out deeper relationship. And it requires some self-awareness and some shaping of oneself in order to be present for what's required of them. So mothering entails a lot. So we are honoring the people who have given birth biologically, the people who have mothered without giving birth biologically, and just really grateful for all of those people and their journeys and for what they have brought forth into the world.
Yes. Yes, and mothering is not an easy task, man. I tell you, there are
Girl.
times that I'm like, what am I doing?
Yes.
With a
Yes.
manual there.
Yeah.
you
And then
know?
there are times where we think we did a good job and we look back and we're like, I could have done better with that. So
Oh, yeah.
just that willingness to apologize, the
Oh, yeah.
willingness to admit when we're wrong, the willingness to learn from the children. All
Yes.
of those things
Yes.
are important, and it's part of mothering. And Jamaica is a mother. She's a wonderful mother of two beautiful,
Oh,
beautiful children.
oh, thank you. Sometimes I wonder, but
Yeah.
I'm very grateful because I
Yes.
remember back in the day when all my friends were having children, and
Hmm.
the doctors had said that I wouldn't have children because I had so many miscarriages. And I remember, praying
Wow.
and praying. I'm like, no, that's not my fate because I saw
Ah.
this when I was small. I saw myself mothering children from my own womb
Hmm.
as a child. So I didn't believe them. And, the blessing and the joy
Mm.
of seeing a child born from my womb. Oh my God.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
had I done some wrong and messed up, yeah, but I tell you, it's the best love that I've ever had. He was my real
Mm,
first love, you know.
yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
tell you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I am a mother.
yeah.
I was a single mother of four.
Mm,
So my children range in age 34 to 25. So everybody is grown now, and I am now a grandmother. And there are so many parts of my journey. I don't ever try to romanticize the journey of being a mother. I spent
mm.
a large part of time being a mother, being stressed out, and it was because of the single mother journey that I was on. There
Woo!
were a lot of really difficult factors. Finances were always difficult. I, while I was raising my children, I also was getting my education, my higher education. So I completed undergrad, raising three children. And when I graduated, I was pregnant with my fourth. I completed my first master's degree with four children and split between two states. And there was just always, I realized looking back that I missed a lot because of the stresses of having to manage, always in survival mode.
Always in
So
survival.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't think enough people talk about that, because a lot of mothers, that's not just specific to my story. That's a lot of people's story,
Oh
is
yeah.
this tension between the joy of motherhood and the stress of motherhood, and the joy of having children and the concern about whether or not you know what to do with them, and the joy of being able to be loved, and the stress of also always being tired. And so a lot of people experience that, but because of the way society kind of pushes us into a box when they talk about motherhood, we don't get the opportunity to be that honest about some of the parts of our journeys, you
I
know.
tell you, yes, yes, you're right. And as you said, being a single parent, you know, in itself is stressful, you
Yeah,
know, and that's not the way it's intended to be, you know. So it's
exactly.
unfortunate
Yeah.
that, you know, the mothers who are supposed to be the caretakers and the nurturers have to step into the role of provider. And then, you know, once you're done providing, you have to come back over here and
Hmm.
nurture, and then you have basically nothing left, especially
Yeah.
when you have multiple children to deal with.
Yes.
And I heard you loud and clear when you said you have four children
Yeah.
and you were,
Yeah.
you know, obtaining, you know, your education, your higher education, and that's a blessing in itself. But
Hmm.
Pete, a lot of women don't get the opportunity to do that. It's one or
Yes.
the other, you know?
Yeah.
So in that way, you already, you know, was a step ahead, you know, and I'm sure it took a lot of sacrifice and, like you said, missing days and missing things, important
Hmm.
events to to rise and
Somebody reminded me, somebody reminded me very recently. They were asking me about my journey in mothering, and they looked at me, they said, "You do know that what you did is not normal?" They were like, "That, I don't know how you managed." And I have no idea how. All I know is I did what I knew needed to be done. So I
mm,
knew I needed to raise my children, and I knew I needed to be better educated so I could be better employed, so I could better take care of them. So I knew that both of these things, there was no room for me to do one and wait doing the other. I had to do them both at the same time so that I would be able to get to a place where I could provide for them the way that they deserve to be provided
and,
for.
and
So,
listen to that again, to
yeah.
provide, because again, that's
Hmm.
not our role. And as we're talking, we have the mama of mamas, you know, waiting
Yes.
in the foreground. So I think we need to bring her on to be a part of
Yes.
this discussion, excuse me, and then so she can just, you know, start the poetry going, rolling, continue
Yes.
rolling. So Mayaya, we're going to add you to the stage. You ready?
Yes, yes, yes.
Greetings,
Hi,
Mayaya.
Mayaya.
Greetings, my sister. How are you?
Good.
It's
It's good to
nice
see your
sitting
face.
here. Eh?
Yeah.
It's
Man,
always good to see your face. So glad to see you come in.
so glad to see you too, sisters. You want to see? I lie down on my couch waiting on 5 o'clock to come. And girl, I drop asleep.
And the
I
sleep
wake
got
up
good to you,
5 o'clock
huh?
to come in. I'm a drop asleep when me get up and look 8 minutes after 5. I'm frightened so till you want to see me I run up. I get everything in ready.
Because when I
We
didn't
are
see her
glad
at the
you made it.
beginning, yeah, when I didn't see her at
Uh-huh.
the beginning, I said, "Oh, something going on." So I texted. I was
Right.
like, "My
Yes, sir.
Maya."
Well, I'll
Before
know
my
I don't sure if I wake up yet. You see,
oh, okay.
when I take up the phone, I look and see 8 minutes after 5. I say, what? You want to see me?
You are right on time. It's
You are right
Yes,
okay.
on time.
You are right
Right
on
on
give
time.
time.
thanks.
Before we
Give
get too
thanks.
deep, before we get too deep, I just want to say a shout out for my, this is my what do you call it, Kim?
That's
What do they call the shirt
beautiful.
and stuff?
It's like a crop top. It's like
I
a little,
forget. There's a name to
yeah.
swag, something like that. Well, Kimiko
Uh-huh.
made this my yaya. This was made by my daughter
Wow.
Nico Pai,
That
and this is one.
your daughter did that.
Yes, yes. So
Girl.
she's really well with her crochet art and also
Wow.
her visual art. Let me see if I can find it
Yes.
that she's working on. So I just want to say I'm very proud of my
How you
children.
mean? Of
Proud of my
course.
children.
Yes.
Despite the challenges, they're still here and they're still rising above. So I just want to say thank you for all the mothers who are out there doing
Yes,
what they can
darling.
sure that their children, get to where they need
It's
to get.
true.
So
Yeah,
Maya,
man.
you're gonna go ahead and do your part, and then later on when we have the children's section, I'll showcase some of her artwork because I'm, really proud. But we also want to hear what you have
Give
to say.
thanks. Give
Let,
thanks.
let me
Well,
go ahead and formally introduce my Yaya. So we didn't
thank
go
Okay.
you.
through her bio.
Thank you.
So for those who are watching, first of all, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you being here. I am Kim McCrae, also known as Redefining Freedom, and I
Mhm.
have my co-host here, Jamaica Green, the Black Poetry Queen, and I also have my Yaya Nature, and my Yaya is a freelance spoken word poet and advocate for Mother Nature, rights, and justice. She is also a writer of songs and short stories. Her general themes include love, free rights, Rastafari way of growth, and womanhood. So Mayaya is always here for us. I appreciate her being here. I don't know, I don't know if I say it often enough, but I appreciate the way that she mothers us just by showing up and loving and offering her love and her time and her attention and her care. So, Mayaya, thank you as always for being here. And we are going to give you the floor.
Thank you, my family. Thank you very much. Yes. Okay. So this poem is called Pressure. I say, oh no, the daughter a breed again. I know one next baby she did want. She did only want her money to feed the hungry belly one them a yard. Me can't blame the man, for me know him did only want the joy for full him heart, for him feeling still alive. For the money him work so hard to get, it's only so him can get a little joy out of it. Boy, it's hard. It's hard, it's hard, it's hard. My black brother have to pay him black sister to have to own a black picking. Say why? Because of the white man pressure. And not tell me say another white man pressure. And him bring we on here. We not belong here. We is Africans on here. Thank you. This other poem is called Dong Yaso. Oh yes, Jah, and next daylight Dong Yaso. But I know what, but where the hell I want Dong Yaso? Where the good day for we Dong Yaso? From the time we are work for Dong Yaso. Mr. Big say him trying his best to make it all good for the whole away Dong Yaso. But how? When him a make so grateful with down here, no suit him neither. Mr. Big children no go school down here so. Why? But how? Where him a make so grateful with down here, no suit him neither. Mr. Big go foreign for him health. Why? When them say them give him the best down here so. When will there ever be better down here so? How will there ever be better down here so? When who can make it be so cannot make it good enough for them themselves down here so. The Lord down here so no hold no other down here so. For it only good for some, it never good for all down here so. How can better come for us down here so? We better start exercising some real love black one, same place down here so. We better start exercising some real love black one, same place down here so. Thank you. Should I say another one?
Yes, Maya, but down here, so I don't want to be caught up down there. No, we don't want to be caught up down here. So yes, man, we're ready for another one. Thank you, thank you.
Okay. This other one is called The Race. The race began, and they're way up front, and Father Time is left way behind. Or is he up front? They make a big jump. He's old and slow, they frown and laugh. We'll never meet up again, Father. Oh no. When did they stop? When did Father Time reach up top? With a haste, they make a big jump again. Father Time is far behind. Then halt. Whose fault? Father Time is up front each time. Why? Why? They asked. Father Time up front smiling, taking his time. For in his hand he carried the will of tomorrow to Mother Nature, who will take over. Thank you. Keep going. Keep going.
We will have you do some more in a little bit,
No
some more
problem.
poetry in a little bit, but we do want to bring you into this conversation about mothering and motherhood and about
Yes.
children.
Yes.
So we shared a little bit of our mothering journeys. Why don't you share with the people a little bit about you as a mother?
Yes. Wow, it seems like it has been so long ago. But you know, I'm still a mother, grandmother, great grandmother, so it keeps going on. The journey is on. Well, beginning with a mother, it's like this for me. I begin as a very young mother because I had my first child when I was 19. Mhm. But the thing about me now becoming a mother, it was like being young, first time living with a man, never lived with a man before. And so far, I had known him 2 years before I went to live with him. And so going to live with him, I was comfortable. someone that knew not only me, but knew my father, took me out of my father's home. Yes. So I was like comfortable going to live with him. But a little afraid also because, as I tell you, I was young and I didn't know, I've never lived with a man before. But to me, so I felt at home still living with this brother. I felt at home, I felt comfortable. I felt like I was turning into a woman growing up, you know. I did not face the problem that most of my sisters face because I lived with this brother for 38 years, knowing him 2 years before I lived with him. And I lived with him for 38 years. I have 9 children for him. And I give thanks for him every day because what I see reach plenty of my sisters on the way did not reach me. I had someone by my side, someone that made me feel comfortable, someone that made me feel like, yes, I have a home and I am doing what a woman's supposed to do, caring for my children and all of that. There were rough times and there were good times. But the thing is, he was always there. He wasn't a person where go to bar and drink and them things. He was always in his home when he's not on his farm. And I'm not saying that to say that I considered him an angel.
Yeah.
No, in me a man. And
Ah.
when you don't know, yeah, that's how it go. When you don't know, you just don't know.
True.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't know, you just don't know. But the thing is that he was always there, showing his concern, make me feel like I'm not alone.
Mm-hmm.
He and no one never come up to me and say anytime that, boy, I know something about your man where you don't know and all them something there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
No, me never face those things on my journey, and me never search to face it neither.
Mm-hmm.
You over.
When you
Yeah,
said you
me
didn't
just
search to face it or to find out,
all right.
meaning you didn't search your
Meaning
stuff.
that, meaning that I don't know if I even asked that man if him have a woman. I never search when phone time come in. I hear him and I say them phone search man for. I now look for trouble where I don't feel like no trouble is. You know, see?
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
now say was an angel neither. Because him a man and he had a good shape and he had good looks and you know, it's just I said to myself, say, give thanks to him that he was like how he was. He would stand by my side, he make me feel safe, he make me feel protected, he make me children them feel protected, he make all of we feel safe. And that was what I'm looking for in a man. Because
Mm-hmm.
I was in the ghetto for a little while with my father on the Spanish Town Road. And me never know say man be to man till when me come town come late. I see man, see say man be to man, that it put a fear into me, sister.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know there was something happen. And I remember one day I see a man beat a pregnant woman, take off him belt and beat a pregnant woman, you know, into the lane, you know, that me run in my room and curl up on my bed and me cry for her, you know. You know, see?
Yeah.
But her room was just the other side of my room too. It was just the next bedroom to my room on the other side. And before day the morning, after me see that man give that woman such a terrible beating into the lane, whether I did in a lane or not, still it was terrible. Me hear her get up and call the man name and I ask him how him want the eggs, scramble or skull. That I was so shocked. I was so shocked. I feel at the time say, boy, you didn't get the beating enough at all. Because me know say for it all me, sister me sick for the whole month, for another 3 months, if me ain't gone left him. I would be a sick woman Him would have to wash, cook, clean, iron, go work, come back, cook. Look at the little one, know that, and me would have too sick.
Yeah.
So me feel say some sisters, I don't know if it's grow fit, things say that's supposed to happen or what, but it's like some of them make it feel like a cushion to the man.
Yeah.
When him do that to her. You know, see?
Kimberly and I were having this discussion before the show started, before we went live, you know, and, you know, being a product of, you know, that we saw that, you know, personally. And I know a friend of mine was like, a male friend, later on when I was telling about some of the things that we went through as children, he said, why? I don't know, I couldn't be a woman now, because if me I cook for them, that person that what I did. Because you know, literally, he was like, I would have done something to that person. I mean, so we can't talk certain things, but you know, he was like, why do women do that? Why do women stay after that? Why do women?
You see it because I hear my king man say one at the time to me, say him think he's a foolish man that sleep with a woman and eat from her after he do that to her. My king man said that. Him think he's a foolish man that trust a woman to eat from her or sleep with her after him handle her. So.
Yeah, I mean, we live in a world where there are so many risks that come with just being in a body that presents as woman in this world. And there are not enough conversations and there's not enough training around consent and around teaching people how to accept no as an answer, and around teaching men in particular the importance of managing their own emotions and of learning some of what is called emotional intelligence. And I don't assume that everybody knows what that means, but real basic emotional intelligence is when people are tuned in enough that you understand that what you do and how you show up impacts the people around you, and you make sure that you conduct yourself in a way that is not going to cause distress or harm emotionally, mentally, all of those things to the people that are sharing space with you. That's a real watered down way of defining it. But there is not enough teaching that happens in this world that, first of all, makes women human. And then when you add the Blackness on top of it, then there's even less teaching that makes Black women human, because Black people in this world, we've got centuries of history that says that people see us as something other than just human. So a lot of times, part of the reason why, because I don't believe that any woman wants to stay in a dangerous situation like that.
Right.
A lot of times they don't have other options. A lot of times they don't wind up putting anything in the food or doing any damage to the man because
they have children feeding and all them really too.
And the thing about it is, there's in Jamaica, I mean, I think it's gotten better over the years, but in Jamaica, I know at the time when I was growing up, there was no place for a woman to run. You understand? So it's either you make sure that you have a side job where you can earn money and save some money that one day you can disappear, or pray that one day him get too old or he has some conscience or something unforeseen happens where his mindset is changed and him realize that this is a person, this is someone's daughter. You know what I mean? And what I want a man to treat my daughter the way I'm treating this person who gave life to my children. But we can take it, we can go on and on and on with this. But in the background, we have Mystique, who's been waiting, and we still want to make sure that, you know, the reason we're here, we stick to it, which is to see about helping others who are in need from the hurricane saying. And I know
Yes.
Sister Jackie is supposed to be coming on later, and she's a person that was really affected. And I did not know that until today, that she was so affected by the storm. So, we're also, here to share the awareness and
Hmm.
share the fact that there's a need for especially
Yes.
women and children right now who have been displaced by the storm, who are still in shelters, who are unsafe in these shelters, that there's a need for that. There are needs
Yes.
for programs for women and places for them to go when they're in danger. We need more
Hmm.
of those.
And if
So
you look down at the bottom of the screen, you'll see scrolling across the screen is the information for donation. We have our PayPal, which is our email address, Poets After the Storm, and that's Poets with a Z, After the Storm at gmail.com. And then you'll see our Cash App information, $ Poets After the Storm. So feel free to donate. No amount is too small. Every amount can do a great amount of good. And if you know, like I know, we're all living in the same world. If you know, like I know, the cost of living has gone up significantly in this year. And after a storm like that, for the cost of living to increase, the cost of living increased, I would say, more disproportionately there because of the damage to the crops and the land and the way that the money has to be made up somehow. So the cost of living has increased significantly. So no amount is too small. And of course, no amount is too great. We are welcoming all donations. So feel free to take a moment to donate if you are so led to. We also feel free to send us an email just offering some support, offering some encouragement, offering some words of encouragement or inspiration, because that goes a long way as well. Greetings, Mystique Empress. How are you? You are
greetings.
Could you
unmuted.
please repeat?
I said, how
For
are
some reason,
you?
all of a sudden,
Technology is doing what it does.
everybody's so low.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, we're going to drop off and allow
And
you
I
to go ahead and do your poetry. Can you hear us? Mayaya, I'm going to go ahead and send you backstage while we get her ready to perform. We'll call you back up a little bit later. Thank you for being here.
this is new.
Can you hear us, Mystique?
All right, let me leave and re-enter.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So,
Okay.
I had this experience where I was homeless on the street with my children in Jamaica, and it kind of it's hurtful and painful to know that if the father, their father, I'm calling him out, had been able or willing to send $100 a month for his two children, we would have been able to, rent a space, be housed. And, I remember I went through a very hard time. I went through a severe nervous breakdown. I was in a very physically abusive relationship with nowhere to go because I didn't want to come back to the States and be a failure because I went with a mission. And, I kind of burned some bridges, because of course we're not all innocent, but I did burn some bridges and ended up on the street. Then I remember after I went through the breakdown and a rebirth, here comes Mystique again. She's having some issues with her thing. So see, and a friend of mine said, why don't you write about it? And that's when I wrote My Time. And I will share that later on because I feel drawn to share that and the story that no matter where you are in life, as long as you have breath, as long as you have life, you can change the situation. you know? 'Cause there is a time when I
Yes.
can even hold a conversation and know I can't shut up, you know? So,
Yeah.
so here's, hey, Mystique.
Yes, I am here.
Yeah, Mystique,
Yay.
but
Can
we
you hear
Okay.
can't
me?
see your face. Your name is kind of blocking out your face. So I don't know if we can fix
Oh,
that. Yeah,
Yep.
cause we
I'm
want to say,
going to,
yes, see it, see
there you
it.
go.
So
yes.
welcome, Mystique. Kim, did we have the thing just to read a
Yes.
quick?
Let me introduce Mystique. So, Mystique's name is actually Mystique Empress, born Latifa James, is a Jamaican spiritual poet, published author, holistic health practitioner, nature lover, and mystic storyteller whose work bridges empowering poetry with the soul. Author of the published book Colorful Conversations and Thought Filled Reality, she is currently preparing another release for later this year. Yay, we want to hear about it. A former contestant in the St. James Festival Queen competition in 2018 and a featured performer at various open mic events over the years, her words weave ancestral wisdom, divine feminine power, and sacred transformation. Inspiring others and touching the hearts of many is her home as she continues using poetry, ritual, and art to awaken truth, love, and inner sovereignty. Welcome, Mystique Empress, to the program. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's
Welcome. We're looking
a
forward to
pleasure
it.
to be here.
Your work. And if you just want to get started, you can do a couple of pieces, and then we can take a break, and then later on, we're gonna ask you to come back so we can just have like a round table vibration for mother
Yes.
and children today. Okay? So whenever
All
you want to
right.
start. Thank you.
All right. Well, we start with the right. So there are two poems that I want to go through today, or I want to introduce to everyone. And it's from my book. The first is from my book, The Golden Tattoos to Heal My Wounds. And here we go. Darkness, oh darkness, I have silenced you for way too long. Oh, and this is let me get into the title before I'm going to start again, but I need to mention the title. This is called The Dark Night of the Composer. Darkness, oh darkness, I have silenced you for way too long. I doubted you could ever be a part of me. I misunderstood your song. I never knew I could call you my shadow. That was too personal, too familiar. I realized that if I embraced you, there would be no parting ways with you. And I felt that loving you would mean death. Acknowledging you perpetuated more stress. I never wanted to see myself anything less than perfect. But darkness, you never did say stop smiling, didn't you? You never said keep crying, didn't you? I may have been too blind to see that part of you may have actually been a form of light. I never stopped to think that maybe you are there so I could come to perceive light. Because without you, light would be indistinguishable. You sing so beautiful, but pain keeps me tone deaf. I sing a tone that causes pleasured ears to bleed because my pain speaks more loudly. While people hear the pitch of my profound folly, my magnificent display of what looks like the healed me, they heard my pain seeping through just a decibel higher. I need to confront myself before I could claim the attainable bliss, until I could sing the sweetest melodies. Take those blades from my arms that I handled as if to remake Beethoven's symphony. I have now composed my own masterpiece with dreamlike melody and joyous harmony out of instruments formed from the abyss. There I fostered love for me. There I fostered patience. There I fostered fortitude and reclaimed my dignity. This piece this piece of art, newly composed. I call it Ordo ab Chaos, order out of chaos, for it is the nature of creation. So that is the end of that one, that piece. And this piece is about, the whole book is a book centered around healing. And The Dark Night of the Composer is basically speaking about someone that has been holding their pain, concealing their pain in a way to make it look like, you know, on the outward side everything is fine, but deep inside there's so much to work on, and are so much to process, and so much going on the inside. So this is someone confronting with the darkness inside, not abandoning it, but getting to know what is going on, and actively just allowing themselves to heal by first acknowledging that it's happening, and then choosing to turn it around, because at the end, that in confronting the darkness, in getting to know it, their love was fostered. All right. So this book is intended to like help people to heal, really. And that when they read it, they feel the essence of it. All right. So I want to get into another poem. And this one speaks more about divine femininity. All right. Giving me a moment. So I'm going through both of them. I'm one of those poets that write so much. I don't retain all in my mind. So I just have to let it all out. All right. Good. All right. This one is called Divine Femininity. I am woman. I am strong. I am part of the balance. Divine life source energy flows through me, and divine responsibility. Woman, embrace your divine femininity. You have the favor of the Most High, a crown of goddess royalty. It comes with no wonder to me how a woman has such spontaneity. Mothers, lovers, queens, and friends, we are. Anything that we think we should be is that which we can always allow the world to see. We are masters of the shift. Any character we choose, we can just wear it. Embrace that you are powerful. No need to fear it. It makes no sense you even escape it. We were all made to awaken our ability and accept our divine femininity. And that's it. That was divine femininity. So those are my two poems, and this is sharing like the different roles and layers that we
Yes.
all our hats that we wear,
Yes,
Mm.
yes.
so, and how powerful we are. So yes, I chose those two.
Thank you.
Those
Thank
are
you.
some really
I love
powerful
that
pieces.
title. So I like that book title. Let me just ask, is this the book that you have on deck to be released later this year?
The first one, the first
Uh-huh.
poem was from the Golden Tattoos to Heal My Wounds, the one that I want to release later this year. And this one was not really put in a book, come to think of it.
Okay.
It's one of those poems that I had floating, and I actually wrote this one in my early young adulthood. Like I was about maybe 21 when I wrote this. I was about
Uh-huh.
21 when I wrote the one on divine femininity, and I wrote the other poem that you just heard a few years ago. So I'm
I
not.
know.
Okay.
That's a big deal because when I was
Yes.
21, I did not know divine nor femininity. You know what
Uh-huh.
I mean? I
Uh-huh.
didn't know those two words together. And if I mean, I knew words, but I didn't know how to even embrace, the
Hmm.
femininity or the divinity of it. So this is beautiful.
So
Thank
there are
you.
a few things, there are a few directions I want to go here with you. So one, I would love for you to speak a little bit about how you came up with that book title, because in you saying it, what I heard was that Japanese art of, what is it, kitsugai, with the gold that gets kind of put, that's used to kind of
Hmm.
rebuild or
Yeah.
refashion something that's been
Yeah.
broken. So I want to know, what was it that what was going on for you when that title came to you?
It's a similar concept. It's like you, instead of having this wound open or seeing it as a flaw,
Hmm.
put a golden tattoo over it. Those are the steps that you take to just deal with whatever is there. My
Hmm.
approach to healing is more like facing what is happening and accepting that this is where you are, instead of pretending that it's not there and just showing up,
Yeah.
because you don't deal with it if you don't accept that it's there.
Hmm.
And it doesn't make any sense to run away from it. There are times you just need to sit with the fact that you're feeling that way. And
Yeah.
that is what this book is about. It's really you you not being ashamed of the telltales,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Not really even physically, but in any other way, the things, because sometimes it shows on us, or it shows in the way that we deal with things that we've been through a lot. But it's not to be ashamed of it. It's just to be, oh yes, I remember this, but I'm not living in this reality anymore. But I can
Hmm.
say I owe a lot of who I am today to, however I actually survived this event. So
Yeah. That's
I
kind
like
of
when you
what I
and I
was
like when you
hearing.
said survived it.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm. And
yes.
I mean, the adding the golden tattoo actually does more than just signify that I survived it. It actually gives it some value. So, it's not just slapping a tattoo on it to cover it up, and it gives it some value. It's saying
and
there was
and
value in this thing, and it forever preserves it as a thing of value to the
right.
journey. I
And I
appreciate
I
that.
also get like transmutation, like
I was
going
gonna
from
say that.
going from the
Alchemizing it.
wounded. Yeah, there's
Ye-
alchemy right there.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
you're turning this horrible situation, the hurt, the pain, the wounds, into something that's magnificent and
Hmm.
beautiful to look at, and like Kim said, and valuable. You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're tough like a rock.
Yes.
I
I
love
felt
that.
so I felt so good that you mentioned this transmutation part, because that's exactly what I want people to notice.
Hmm.
I consider myself an alchemist, but not in the physical sense of turning base metal to gold, but like
Right.
in the spiritual sense of changing the essence of something, making it into something else, you utilizing it to um you know transforming it, like pain into power, things
Yeah.
like that.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
how I look at it. So that's the whole concept, and I love the fact that you both actually got it, like
Yeah.
without me having to say this is basically my idea.
Hmm.
I think we've all lived it here, I
Yeah.
think you might be the youngest one on here, and not to, devalue your experiences, but we have experienced, turning, lime into lemonade, you know what I mean? And making something out of virtually nothing. So
Mm-hmm.
how you put it is very delicate in its own way, how you delivered it, soft
Mm-hmm.
still. You know? Love it.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
And I think that there's also an awareness that comes with, probably some of it probably comes with age, but a lot of it just comes with experience. That after you've experienced enough things, then you know that you cannot throw out the stuff that was hard or unpleasant or displeasurable. You can't throw it out because you'll be throwing out your story. So if your entire life is paved with hardship and you say, I'm throwing away the hardship, you have no story. So I think there's something that comes with, over time, you get to the place where if I'm going to accept me and be able to move forward, I've got to accept all of what made me and all of what got me to where I am. And some of it is wounds. Some of it is tough. Some of it is stuff that we don't necessarily want to remember, but without it, we wouldn't be who we are. So
That's true.
I love
That's
that.
well
I
said. And I,
absolutely
and I
love
love the
that.
way we women have the ability to do that.
Yes.
It's something innately woman. And I'm going to go further to say it's innately Black woman, because if you look at our history, the path that our ancestors as women had to take and the roles that they had to play that also
Mm-hmm.
passed down to us. It's a story. It's our triumph.
Yeah.
But again, using the pain and the ugliness and the muck and turn it into something
Mhm.
that people would pay money to look at.
Mhm.
You know. But as we're
Yeah.
saying, Mystique, thank you so much for sharing. We're going to ask you to stay with us. We do have another guest, Sister Jackie, that's in the foreground, and we just want to be fair and respectful of everyone's time. So please, if you can, get another one together for when we have our round table to share with us,
Okay. All
and stay with
right. I have no problem. I have
Thank
no
you.
Wonderful.
problem. So, and we can get to talk and you hear a little bit more because I have my fair share of hardships and I'm
Yeah.
still a part way to go. So,
Yes.
Yes. Yes. And again, we want to look at the triumph. Yes, there is a story of it, but how did you make it here today? Because I know just to even get here on the program
Hmm.
was in
Hmm.
itself a journey, a story, and you're
yes.
here. You make it look so effortless.
And if
So
you want to share any, I don't know if you are a mother, but if you want to share any of your mothering journey, whether it's you biologically being a mother, you mothering someone else, or you being mothered, all of those components are important to who we are. So we are looking forward to hearing some of that journey as well.
All right.
Yes.
Definitely will
thank,
share.
thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you. Well, wow. I feel good to be a woman. Like,
Yes. Yes.
it's like such a great blessing. You know what I mean? I'm a life bearer. And more than that, you know, I turn bad into good. We
Hmm.
strive. And again, it's awesome to have the family unit, the community,
Yes.
because without my
Yes.
aunties, without you, without my yaya and my sister and my
Yeah.
mama, where would I be? I would have probably
Yeah.
given up, you know? And
Yeah.
talk about hardships. We're talking about this hurricane, Melissa. Why is she have a name Melissa? It was a woman again, and she come
Yeah.
around, rip up the place and then, demanded respect, you
Hmm.
know. But in that, she also caused a lot of damage.
Yes.
And Sister Jackie's here, not just to share her story with the damage, but also to share the joys of it, and also to share her children. Now, do you want to show one of the videos of her children before we invite her on, or do you want to bring her on?
Um, let's bring her on. She's back
Okay.
there smiling. I see her smiling
Yeah,
face.
ready.
Let's bring.
Okay.
Yes.
I can't help but to smile.
Hello.
Mwah. Oh, blessings. Now, who's this little one?
This is the little baby girl. Her name is
I'm trying to
Ruthie.
look over the
Wow,
sign.
she's so sweet.
Mwah.
Hi, baby.
I just
She's
finished coming.
so sweet.
Say hi.
That smile
Hi,
says everything.
baby. What's her name?
Her name is Ruthie. Are you?
Ruthie. Hi, Ruthie.
Give me that passport. My other son is here, the singer and the DJ just come from school.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm at my neighbor's door. And I have no Wi-Fi coverage. The data is a bit hectic, but anyway, I am here. Give God thanks for that.
Yes.
For
Yes, thank you
challenges.
for being here.
Thank you too for me so overjoyed and overwhelmed. I don't know how to start because I was there in the podium and listening to the conversation of where you're coming from and the whole scenario, and I felt touched. I'm saying, Father, you know what happened? There must be a storyline to cover, a tale to tell. We all have our sagas, what they would say, a skeleton is in everyone's closet, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello. I think I found a fibia yesterday.
But
So,
these
Sister
kids
Jackie.
full and Miss Melissa is she's a body full. Oh my God. Why they start a lady? But anyway, she do her thing, the equator evolve. Who are we to judge destiny? We have to accept it. So that's cycles of life. I always say, you know. Don't break you, make you
Yeah.
strong. But I am here and I'm very glad that I was chose to be a part of this very important discussion, and I am very elated. I always have a dream of telling my side of the story of struggle. It don't end here, it don't begin here. It's a world of thing, but give God thanks. I can live this day with a monument in my heart to tell anyone out there that struggle is real,
Yes.
hardship is real. It's not a bypass that you brush aside. The
Mm-hmm.
contingency goes on and on as each day transpire, you know, you're sitting and wonder what tomorrow will bring, or you can't just bury down yourself with the ashes of, thinking of tomorrow and just telling yourself that it is over. It's not over until it's over, or when your
Yes.
foot pop, your hand amputated, there's still another side, you
Yes.
know. There's a
Yes.
turning point for everyone, and a bounce back. And I
Yes.
believe in the rising up. I look forward to the rising up, sister, each time things happen.
Yeah.
The
So,
psalmist
Jackie,
are going through a trauma in life, so we have to give
right,
thanks.
yeah, we are, but we also want to honor your experience and your struggle and your overcoming, because in that there's strength for other people,
Yes.
and so no, we don't want you to come and just talk about the woes, but because you're here, that's triumph in itself. Because if
I
I were
know.
to tell Jackie's story, and I'd rather her tell her story, then you'd be like, "Whoa, that woman that strong, strong
Mm-hmm.
like her ancestors." Yeah, man. So thank you for coming and sharing. Um, you know, before we get started, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your art, your life, your journey?
Well, I am just a simple person, hardworking by nature, loving and helping people, giving them a helping hand here and there. Love babies, love children and a whole, love old people, passion about people.
Mhm.
From I was a little girl growing up. I remember I used to get flagging not to go over by the neighbor because there was this old lady that I feel compelled to go and help her. When we see her struggling with her water bottle going up the road, my school called 7 o'clock. I used to attend Pembroke Hall Primary
Mm-hmm.
in those days. My father would say, "You're not gonna be late for school this morning, you know, Jackie." I said, "No, Daddy." He said, "Go and catch, I have to catch 10 buckets of water to full a drum." And the standpipe was at distance. You know, on top of my bucket that I carry on my head, I take the old lady buckle every morning, you know, and full it, you know. Every morning I carry water. When I come back from school after me finish do my homework, I carry more water for her again, you know, and set her bathing pan for she bathe and all of that. So over the years, it was like, God bless you, my dear. Thank you very much. She did have her grandkids them around her. I would comb them here. They would have little bumps on the skin because they recently moved to the area. Mosquito bite and thing. And me get the quack and the Cersei bush, rub it out in the water, bathe the little kids them. They take care of them. They used to have these insects that go around. They call them lice. I don't know if you remember lice, Sister Karen, but it was tempted by it.
Remember,
Everybody afraid of having them. And you know what I did? I buy a comb. I remember I buy a comb for 15 cents. It was a nice little comb. Have the writ like a baby comb. And I bought it and I went there the evening. Buying on my time, you know. My water time. When I carry water for full back the drum before my father went. And I comb those little kids' ear. I comb out the lice and I use the coconut oil. I put a piece of camphor black in the coconut oil and oil the ear and comb it out and plait it. So you see, every week, me have an extra job to do on top of my chores what me have to do, but me no mind. Guess what me feel good with? When this lady said, "Jackie, God bless you and thank you very much." A little laugh, smile on the kids' them face. It made me so happy. I hear what I did too. I used to get the 15-cent bulla. If I buy one for myself, you know, me share one on a donkey can, me broke it up, you know, and put it in my bag. Me a save piece when me a pass. Cause them a go run out to come see me when me coming from school. So me stop and give them me little bull and me piece of donkey can and me tell them, me say, "Tell grandma me soon come. I go down go do me chores to come back to get fair water going." So that's my life over the years. So, you know, it no get no better, it no get any worse. It's just a competitive life. I am still living, but give God thanks. I am here. I don't feel any way fortunate than, you know, if it's semi-poor. Maybe I'm poor in wealth, but rich in the glory of the Most High. Because I see where I bless my hand. In me helping, providing for people. All when me can't help myself, sister, I have to go all out. If me hear someone lady up the road with sore foot, because I do that too. Me go up if you go try me, you know, sister. Me try any other herb so me can use it, you know. And when me listen the story, and they can tell me thank you very much, and I can see them walking and the joy spread. Me feel like me rich. Yeah, something just full in a one side of me telling me say yes, a job well done. Maybe me I don't know what you call it, Florence Nightingale or
Florence Nightingale. But you know, I must say all that Jackie is saying, you know, keep seeing me go so, because I've experienced it firsthand. You know how she come and if there's anything going on, she come and she makes herself useful. You not for ask. You understand? Anything that she can do to make people's life better, she has done and she will do. So now we're gonna go back to Melissa, because this is where we are. What happened during Melissa to your crops and your animals and your
well,
house?
I have about 200 and odd white fowl in the coop. I raise chicken, I raise pig, I raise ducks. I used to have a lot of common fowl and stuff. And during Melissa, everything just, you know, the last pig died the other day, having piglet. The storm is worse, I'm telling you. I lose a lot. It was over about 40 odd pig, because one of the mother she had at 15, one of 11, one of 8. They keep popping that time, and because the water and the mud and this, you know, they just went. The Cuba fall, they never died right in Melissa. It was after, because they get wet up, the top of the poop blew off. And my dear, you want to see me a dry fall? I was trying to save them. So me go ahead and tear up some sheet and get some old paper from my neighbor here. Tell her, I said, the whole of the chicken them went up in the cube and I don't know where the top gone, so I did have a piece of blue chapalin. I threw it over the cube, but that didn't help. I guess the ketchup relapsed. So every day me down in the backyard with a fork, either me a berry, because me have some dog in and around too, so when me take out for them share or whatever I can cook for them, then me have to bury the rest and burn the feathers. So about a month and a half, me just a bury. So me have a graveyard down in the back of the yard, so me bury animal. Last one was the pig. Yeah, and it ravished my house. Me and they have a 4-bedroom house in a place they call Fraserwood. It damaged the interior and the roof. It just have it way with it. It raining like strainer right now, but 2-bedroom is there, but the bottom of it gone totally because the rain fall. Every time it fall through it. So but it have to pull down too because of termite and thing. And the board leave it unattended and attend to it. I guess who seem needy more than me just go there and partake. I never have no one to quarrel. I was referred to some institution for help at some time, but I didn't. It fall on the fears, I should say. They sent me to Food for the Poor, it didn't work out. They sent me to the where they said they have grant allowed. They said the grant only would work if the house was fixable. So they send me to Food for the Poor and I do the application. I get the land thing from my auntie, the taxes paper, the whole work. It never fall. I'm still in the waiting list. So me I was to vacate. So I'm staying at a premises now. The gentleman for it here, me and him used to be a friend. He passed off sad enough. So I'm still going. Him died in a couple months ago, and the hectic thing about it, this man come in the spirit and asked me to transport him across. Yeah, that's how that he died, because I was calling him for weeks and never was getting through. And then him just appeared to me, and I reached out to his daughter. When they found him, he was complacent, dehydrated and the whole thing. They do an incision, an emergency incision. They say his abdomen was infected and stuff. But he never survived, sad to say. So I'm riding out my time. But in the midst of that, sister, I'm not working at the moment. I have 5 kids going to school and 2 little ones here. But my daughter is graduating sharply, as you know, Aziza.
Yes.
And my grandson still attend high school up there. I have my son and my grandson that is going to primary. And they are doing the graduation too. They're moving from primary to high school.
Okay.
This year I'll have 3 in high school and 1 in primary. And Aziza wish to college. So my dear, I don't know what the future holds, but I hope for betterment and I pray for changes continually. I may have faith. May have the faith when they send me the mustard seed. And I know deep down in my heart, for the good results, there must be some good turnaround, sister, because there's a lot of people, when I say a lot of people, when I'm up, there were days when I could finance myself and help out. I try my best not to live for myself, but to circle. So in all of that circle and capacity, I mean doing good. Somebody must remember some good somewhere.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of like how it works, that, you just put out the good. You just put out the good and it's going to come forward to you. And a lot of times it doesn't come from the people that you gave it to, So we're gonna ask you just to keep the faith, and we're going to keep telling your story, Sister Jackie. We're gonna keep telling your story because in speaking it, we're putting it out there into the universe for the returns. Okay.
Oh my God.
Me myself, I have benefited from Sister Jackie's kindness and sisterin and mothering when I needed it. She's about my age, but she mothers me sometime like me a baby.
We are.
So
sometimes I need a shoulder to cry on to, when me have to just at the city and tell the Most High, Father, me thank you, I know you're there. I might not see you, but I feel your presence and I know that there's a power strong beyond anyone can imagine. So me know you're backing up my back only because me can't see you. But I do believe in my heart that when we feel up there, there's a force that is looking over us and trying to keep us in the right direction. So, my dear, it's
so
not
right.
easy. It's good.
And I know that all the children that you have raised are not just yours, because as you heard, she
Yeah.
has a baby, your grandbaby, and so we also want to just give a little showcase because it is Child's Month, and you have done so much with so many different children, but we want to showcase a piece from one of the sons, Jamaica, and then the group of children. Can we do that, Kim? Is that okay? Is that all right,
Sure.
Debbie? All right, so this is, how do I do it? Okay, let's see.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, begin.
Aku getawang ibig, Poetz, no postures. Yesterday press, so many video like reflecting. Bisa dilukoga us, nami os, nianin, just abatos, begetahon with Poetz, no postures.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, begin.
Aku getawang ibig, Poetz, no postures. Yesterday press, so many video like reflecting. Bisa dilukoga us, nami os, nianin, just abatos, begetahon with Poetz, no postures.
So my youth has say he get 100 and him says no stress. Hey Ruthie, you soon get 100 per year test too, don't you? So that was really, really beautiful to see, because I remember Jamaica when Jamaica was about Ruthie's size, Yes, I do. Maybe a little bit older than Ruthie. So because it's Child Month, again, we want to just honor the children. Him I tell everyone, say him get 100 pan him test. That means that mommy is putting in the work to make sure that their homework is done. So it's not just raising the animals, it's not just raising the children, but she's also has to do homework, cook, clean, what? Yo, may I tell you. So there's another one from the crew. Listen up to the children, them.
Because I'm going to bed, then I send my prayers. I wake up in the morning after evening tires. Let them mommy and daddy and them get the fire. Holy, Mama damn it, them devil come fighting. Holy, Bible, Mama that will not gun. Them make you bad people, them running down the set. Holy, Mama that's it. Mama damn it, them devil come fighting. Couldn't see I do it, I nobody see I feel. So now I know that I don't want to mess it. Wala wish ko din kaya wala positive moment ba negativity.
Oh. Wow. Yes, man.
It's the Ilan Gully Rider. What's that? Say hello.
Yeah, man.
Tell
Yes.
her.
What do you say, Kim? What do you say about our children, the next generation?
I love it. I love the energy and the joy. Do they sing together all the time and just create music and create vibes? They do that together all the time? Because I see this little one. She's so happy. She's so happy. She's just smiling. Hi.
Hi, hey, Jamaica. Yeah, Ruthie's like, I want to be all up in there. I want to see. I want to be. Okay, we can't see her because she want to be seen. So, Sister Jackie, did you want to do a quick song for us, a bingy or anything, before we do like the round table where we bring everybody up? I wonder if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
No,
Doesn't it look like you
internet
can't
must
hear
be
me?
acting up. Are you there, Sister
Jackie, can you
Jackie?
hear
Can
us?
you hear us?
No, look so.
Mhm.
Can you hear us, Sister Jackie? Sister Jackie, can you hear us? Can
Can't
hardly
hear
hear.
nothing.
She's saying that she can't hear us.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're gonna fix up that's we're having a little technical issues because the Wi-Fi in Jamaica, they're still trying to work it out. So
Yeah.
while we can just get Wi-Fi and just plug in and go to the library, even some of the libraries still
Mhm.
don't have Wi-Fi in
Yeah.
Jamaica, months and months after. So
Yeah.
just bear with us. Yeah. So what do you think, Kim? What's going on in your head about our
I
Mother's Day edition?
I love the different versions of mothering and motherhood. And so we've got my Yaya, and I'm so glad she shared her story because she brought a perspective that I personally don't get to hear often. Just support and a fully functional family unit. And that's something I don't get to hear about all that often, and I'm grateful for having heard it. I grew up in a household with two parents, but it was not fully functional. Let's be very clear. So I
Mhm.
was in a household with two parents. It was not fully functional. I did not see the love and the care. And then of course I've already shared I was a single parent. And
Yeah.
I know that my mother came up in a household where she was abused. She and her siblings and my grandmother were abused. So to be able to hear somebody share about having been in a loving family unit and having support as a mother and the children coming up in a supported and loving environment. And then to have Sister Jackie with her children, and her children are they came through Hurricane Melissa, and their
Yes.
story is they came through that horrible storm and they're smiling, and they're still a family unit, and
Yes.
they're making a way every single day to move forward. So I love the way that this lineup has shown up. And then we've got Mystique, who is talking about transmutation and the ability that those of us that have those adverse stories have to change it into something that is
Mhm.
positive for our benefit to move forward. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a poem.
Yeah.
Just the way
Yeah.
it came together is a poem in and of itself.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm proud to be here. I'm grateful to be here and to hear the stories, to keep me strong.
Hmm.
Those stories are like vitamin to me.
Yeah.
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 Yes. So in the meantime, did you want to play one of the videos that we have, or do we have enough information for people to see that there's still a need? Anything that you
Yeah.
can do, nothing is
I
too
think
small.
I think that we will let Jackie's lived experience stand as the story that we want to uplift around people who are living on the other side of the storm, who still are in need of support, and who, if you look at her, you would not know that she's been through what she's been through. And we lift that up and we are grateful for it. And We want people to remember that there are people who you don't know when you look at them what their story is. You don't know what their struggle is and what their hardship is, and just how deeply they may need some assistance. So I do want to encourage people to just from your heart, whatever you are willing to give, whatever amount, no amount is too small. And people like Jackie are the people that we're connecting with to be able to get those monies to and get those resources to over in Jamaica.
Right.
Yeah.
Real people. And you know, honestly,
Yes.
I hung out with Sister Jackie in February, and I had no idea. I had no,
Yeah.
in just reading the bio that she sent earlier, I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, why didn't
Right.
you say anything before? Because, you know, we've been doing this, and we have been, you know, gratefully,
Yeah.
and, you know, being able to put some money in people's hands, you know, so they can,
Yes.
you know, maybe buy some supplies. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
not a big, it's not a big amount, but, you know, something, every little helps, you know, every
Yes.
little help. So I was thinking to myself, if I had known, then last month when I collected this amount of money, I would have made sure that she was priority on the list. Not
Yeah.
that everybody was not priority, but here's a
Right.
mother
But
whose
she would have
partner,
received something.
yeah,
Yeah.
whose partner passed away, and now she's doing it all by herself. You know, and
Yeah.
it's heartbreaking, but it's also, you know, inspiring, because here
Yes.
she is smiling,
Yes.
laughing, giving,
Yeah.
taking care of the elders, taking care of the less fortunate
Yes.
through it all.
Yes.
Wow. I told you tonight was going to be special.
Yeah. 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 I knew it was. I knew it was. It's always
Yes.
interesting to me just how it forms its own self and how it's always special in its own way. So I knew
Yes.
it was going to be special. I didn't know what direction the special was coming from, but here we are.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think we can just open it up. I do want to say a piece. I just don't know which piece, because when you came on, you heard me
Yes.
practicing the piece
Uh-huh.
from Emma. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Emma is a very sacred tree here in Bushnell Park in Hartford, Connecticut, and
Mm-hmm.
around Emma is where my poetry just developed. Around Emma is where Grow Youth Universal, which was
Okay.
formerly Jawok's Kids, or Jawok's International, was born. It was there that Metaphoric Soul was born. And I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm just talking about my experience, because at that time, you know, I went to go practice my poetry, and then one person would come in. What are you doing? Practicing my poetry. Can I stay? Another person. So till at one point we had 30 people around Emma with drums and singing and dancing and joy and love. And
Yeah.
20 years later, I come and Emma has no limbs. Like, all her limbs are gone. They're still trying to advocate. We're still trying to advocate to keep the shell, her body still, and see what we can do, whether it's to plant another tree right into her roots, so, you know, she
Yeah.
can just dissolve into this new tree. We don't know yet, but they're trying to get rid of Emma, and we are staunchly advocating, because, again, I know I have my own story, but there are other people that have come and shared their own story around this very important tree. So with the prompts that we had, Kimberly does 30-day prompts for Poetry Month, where, you know, we get to write whatever, you know, these prompts. And this poem was prompted by the prompt that says, I found beauty in a place I least expected it. Can I share it? Is that okay?
Absolutely. Yes. I'm going to go ahead and remove myself. You go ahead.
All right. Thank you. Hi, everyone. And thank you for staying and listening to, you know, the journeys of these women, talented and resilient, beautiful Black women, African women. So this one is called Emma. Emma, many years ago, when she was just a smaller oak tree, she called out to me, rough skin, pregnant bump, big branches. She wasn't the most attractive thing in the park, yet she was the most attractive tree in the park. I introduced myself. Hi, I'm Carol, but my friends call me Jamaica. So she said, Carol, I am now your friend. And she told me her name. It was very long, too long to recall. But she said, just call me Emma. So I did. And I hugged her as wide and as far as my arms could reach. And I snuggled into her invitation. And for a moment, we were one. I can't explain it. I won't even try to. Just suffice to say, I experienced time travel, or maybe it was dimensional travel, but it was real. It was inexplicable. It was real. I sat down by her roots and I smoked a spliff. It was illegal back in those days. I was a rebel back then, on a mission to love, to spread love. And even this tree knew it. Emma amplified what I felt by a millionth time. She was peace, wise eye, and from that moment, my words started to flow, and I wrote poems and songs and pongs, and then I danced. Some tribal house, but reggae too. And then I sang Sweet Maxwell from the urban suite of Maxwell to her. And I told her my secrets. I whispered into her. She kept them, and she kept them well. Now, many years later, back in 2025, I returned and I cried because she was sick. I hugged her and I cried, and she cried and we cried. But I couldn't save her limbs. They cut her limbs. They cut her branches. They amputated her limbs. Oh, Emma. But still she lives. Her roots are deep. Her love is deep. She just needs love. So I give it to her as I have it. Now in 2026, I hugged her again, sobbing, and years of heartbreak and abuse that was all trapped in my fascia, trapped in her fascia, melted, and we became one again. And we cried tears. And even though we both had been battered and abused and hurt, we're still here and we still have hope. And so now I gain my comfort by comforting Emma with wide arms, as wide as I can squeeze her rough skin. We are one. She is the beauty that I found in a place that I least expected it. My tribute to Emma, mother of trees. So that's Emma. That's my story about this beautiful tree, everyone.
Yes.
So thank you.
Beautiful.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
And thank you for the prompt.
Yes. It's always amazing what comes out of those prompts for people.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that. That was so beautiful.
Thank you, everyone. So here we are again on the final stretch of Poetz After the Storm. And again, the purpose that we're doing it for is for the people who have been most affected by the storm. But while we can't do a big, contribution, what we do each month is we collect what we can for at least one person. And we are focusing on our special guest today, Sister Jackie. She's also a big part of Grow Youth Universal, where we've gone to several schools, over 400 schools around the island of Jamaica without pay, with just love, our drum, and our experiences. So thank you, Sister Jackie. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the children being a part of, the Poetz After the Storm. And we're just going to ask everyone just go around and share a poem or just share something meaningful about mothering, being mothered, or just, something that has to do with the children, because as you know, you see what's going on. They're in danger.
Yeah.
Ah, our
True.
word. I wouldn't have it any other way, Sister Carol. Trust me.
Mhm.
It's a pleasure being here and knowing that there's still empowered and beautiful and strong black woman on the podium to represent life to the fullest. Without fear or favor, you speak your mind,
Mhm.
you know. Whatever category it may fall, it's the truth and nothing but the truth.
Mhm.
Ashe. Yeah.
Shay. So did you want to just start off with my Yaya again, since she is the pearl of the group, the the group's mama?
Okay.
Sure.
Love in the house again, family. So glad to see all the new faces and the same faces that make me stronger every time. This poem is for the children and it's called Pervert Run Away. Let our children grow. They have a right to show what they want to be. They are our future day. Defend them in every way. Give them their space to grow. They are our future day. They have a right to stay. Put the pervert away. Put them in a pen to stay. And if you are not one, you shouldn't feel no way. They can be put away to remember where they are coming from. It may not be easy in your days, but you got your chance to grow in it, to be here today. So get out of our children way. Give them their space to play, to be what they wish to be. They are our future day. We will defend them in every way, defend them day by day. With our love, we won't delay. Pervert, you better run away. Thank you.
Miss Lord, I said perfect.
Ashe. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, my Yaya. We're gonna come back to that. Mystique, do you have another piece that you want to bust out pound with, show down pound with, share with us? Oh, okay.
All right. I mean, ugh, I am really trying to think of which one of the pieces to focus on. All right, because I have so many, but I will be sharing this one. All right, testimony of a black woman. They compared it to a burnt piece of wood. I was bothered by the way their words pierced through my being. They meant me no good. They said it meant I was inferior. What was it? My melanin. My life became an oxymoron. I was misunderstood, misled, and yielded to nearly every word said. Some spoke of my smooth dark skin as if it was among the finest gold. Some spoke of it as if it was the very definition of evil. It is hideous, they said. So, am I a beautiful kind of ugly? I was accused for not being attractive enough. Because I'm a daughter of the sunshine, questioned about my skin tone. So I affirmed it is all mine, even though it would feel like it was another prick to my soul sometimes. So one day I grew tired of being told that I was better off being bought or sold, that I couldn't be anything close to beautiful. I was tired of being branded as though I was a slave by their words of disgust, aimed at putting me to shame. I found that I have a voice, I have purpose. I am beauty because I need not question my own identity. I have been misidentified, disrespected, and judged because girls like me are misrepresented. I am not caught in an illusion or held bondage by any delusion. I am a threat because I know. I feel threatened because I know, but I know better. I know better than to deny my ancestry. I know better than to curse my genealogy. I know better than to not realize my true beauty. I know better than to yield to racial misanthropy.
Is that it? Beautiful.
Yes, yes, yes.
Beautiful.
You know, when you
I
Yes.
started,
know better.
I
yes,
Yes.
know
when
that.
you started that poem, I laughed because I remember many years ago, I was in high school, and really quickly, um, some say it's chocolate, deep, rich, inviting. Some say it's ebony, whatever, whatever. And Mama, she says it's soy sauce because I remember they were talking about my skin and how black I was, and everybody had their own interpretation of what my black skin looked like. And
Hmm.
then Mama, she comes in and she was like, "Girl, you look like soy sauce."
Oh,
So
oh my.
I had not thought about that poem in years. So I can understand. I can understand where it's coming from. And I love how we embrace. Look at all of the shades that
Mhm.
are right here. Just the five of
Mhm.
Yeah,
us. Look at the different
Yeah.
shades and the beauty that just
yeah,
resonates from all of us.
Yes.
yeah,
Wow. Tell me
yeah.
about it. You know?
Yeah.
So
My own
thank you for
bright,
sharing that.
my own
Yes.
so bright. And some of you guys mentally. That's it over here.
Yes. Yours, yours is also beautiful and unique. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, man. Your skin is just like, whoo, it radiates.
Mhm.
You have that
It's all
undertone.
in the
Hmm?
hard time, it's all coconuts.
It's like coconut.
From the neighborhood, we just whip up some cornmeal porridge, and it's all coconut, sister.
It's
You
all
know
coconut.
how we move across the island, coconut.
Yes. So, we are gifted and we're kissed by the
Mhm.
sun, to do what we're here to do. And we represent the rainbow right here. You can't
Right.
tell me say we're not a rainbow. We're so
Yeah.
everyone here is unique in their own shade of beauty,
Yes, sir.
and all my mother's children have different skin tones.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully,
Mhm.
I'm the darkest one. And I love that. No, maybe growing up I didn't, you know. So, Jackie, really quickly, do you want to share a song with us? Because Jackie's an excellent singer. I don't know
You
if
know
y'all
what?
know.
Just thinking, while you guys were there talking, see me moving my neck like this. There
Uh-huh.
was a vibe coming up where I'm telling myself, should I sing something for these ladies?
Yes.
Please
Yes,
do,
you
please do,
should. Yes.
I
please,
don't know how
please.
to sing, but I'm gonna try. You know, the one about, oh, it's been a
Yes.
long time coming, and I know
That's my
change
song.
gonna come.
Yes.
Oh, yes, it will. Said it's been too hard living, but I'm not afraid to die. Just like a river, I've been running ever since. But it's been a long time coming, and I know change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. It's just a little piece.
Thank
What
Thank
a
you for
great,
you.
that.
what a great attitude and what a great energy, you know.
Mhm.
And what a great way to seal us up. I don't know if Kim wanted to
Yes.
share anything else or, but what a
I
great
mean,
way
it's
to.
up to you. I always have something that I can share, but it's up to you. I'm fine with ending it right here because that was beautiful.
Yes, yes. Well, I'm fine as well, but here's my Yaya again because we didn't get a chance to ask her if we can start the show. So
Yes. True.
yeah, so my
She's a
Yaya
little
is
elated. I see the cheek. Her cheek is just blushy. She's full joy, life, and expectancy. She's just, you ladies are marvelous. I see everyone
Hey,
glowing.
hey, yourself,
But
the
though you're
sister
in Iceland,
Jackie.
you're glowing. So comments to that.
May I tell you, say, I don't know so much of Iceland, you know, because
Out
may I
here
tell
is
you, say,
very hot,
right here,
sister.
so hot.
Humid temperature falling over, but it's
Girl,
nice. A
right
bit of
here,
breeze,
so
a bit
hot
of
too,
heat.
hot. We have to have
It's
the
nice.
fan on. But we're giving thanks we are here, and it's so nice meeting each and every one, you know. And we're going to make things happen.
Yes.
Why this thing going on like that? You hear a
Somebody,
sound?
it's a phone ringing.
Somebody is calling somebody. Yeah.
Somebody trying to get through to somebody. I wonder if it's a date. I wonder if for a date. Who's going on a date tonight? So, yeah, you know, again, you know, we have the. Sorry, go ahead, Mama.
Are you saying I'm to say a next poem because we step where a little and never get to hear everything being said at the last moment?
Well, we want to seal it up, but if you have a poem to share, yes, please do.
Okay, well, I'll just share a very short one. And this poem is called The Empty Throne. It says, the vibration of our empty throne spread through I, through creation, cold, 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 cold. It's empty. It need I. It need I because I'm black. Wipe away the mask. That's only a mark. Be proud daughters that we are black. This grace cannot take our place. It's no haste, but why let it waste? It's cold. It need I. Why are we chained from the black woman's throne? We are many a queen's black woman, unchained from the brainwashed mask of looking like what we are not. Be dignified in our identity. Hold our place as queens of the black race. Thank you.
Yes, no, we couldn't finish without that. Ashe,
Yes.
Thank you.
Ashe. So let's fix up our crowns and
Yes,
claim our thrones.
true. Give thanks to the item. You make my day. And whenever I come to this day, you know, it's always a day I look forward to. And I give thanks to be here.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
We do.
Yes. Yeah.
So thank you, everyone. You can stay in the background. We're gonna just wrap up really quickly, and so just stay for a moment, please. Okay.
Oh, that
What a-
was so good.
I
It's always
know.
so good, just the way
Yes.
that people come with their art and their talent and the hearts that come with it. I think the hearts that come with it is what really makes this special, you
Yes.
know, and the sincere desire to be something to somebody who is in need. So we may not all have money that we can give, or we may not all be able to physically be in the presence of someone that needs assistance. But the people that come on this platform to share their art are sincerely invested in the well being of the people that are in Jamaica that are trying to rebuild and trying to recover. And it just makes my heart happy. It just makes my heart really, really happy.
Yes. No matter what we're doing during the daytime, no matter how tired we feel, and like,
Right. Right.
I wonder if I'm gonna have enough energy. As soon as 5 o'clock comes around, I
Yep.
start getting into that mode, knowing that what we're doing is going to positively affect others.
Because you
And
already know today was dragging me. Okay.
yeah,
It's Friday. Today was
yeah,
dragging me. And I felt so energized once we got on here and we started sharing our words and our energy and our poetry. So
yes.
I'm very grateful. Very,
Yes.
very grateful. And for those that are out there watching, thank you for being here. If you're watching the live, thank you for being here watching us live. If you're watching the replay, thank you for being here watching the replay. And feel free to comment replays so that we know that you've been here and we know to appreciate your presence and your willingness to share this space with us. Again, this is a platform that was created for us to be able to share our art and share our hearts in assisting people in Jamaica who are still rebuilding and recovering from the after effects of Hurricane Melissa. Scrolling at the bottom of the screen, you can see our payment information. There's our PayPal and our Cash App information. And if you have any issues, if you're trying to donate and you have any issues donating, please email us. Our email address is poetzafterthestorm. That's poets with a Z, afterthestorm@gmail.com. Please email us to let us know so that we can assist you in being able to make your donation. And we just want to thank you for being here. We are here every month. We've been doing this since November because the hurricane was in October. We've been doing this since November. And we see you, Baruka Tahile Lion. This has been refreshing. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being here. We appreciate everybody that has been here sharing. And we do this every month. We usually do it the third Friday of the month. And excitingly, the third Friday of June is Juneteenth. Let me see.
Is it?
That.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. The third Friday of
that's
June
a big
is
deal,
Juneteenth.
but a lot of people out there, especially people in Jamaica who are, or people who aren't from the US, you know, may not know what Juneteenth is all about. And maybe we can.
I'm more than happy to share real quick. So Juneteenth was, so slavery was abolished in the United States in 1865. And Juneteenth is the celebration. What happened was, after slavery was formally abolished, the slaves in, I believe it's South Carolina, were not made aware, or was it Texas? It might be Texas.
I think it's Texas.
I'm not sure. But I think it's Texas. But the slaves in Texas were not made aware that they were free. So they continued to serve as slaves for the next few years until news finally got to them. And the slave owners, of course, were completely dishonest, because you're having these people still serve as slaves and you know that slavery has been abolished. So when they found out that they were freed people, Juneteenth, June 19th was the date that proclamation came to them, and we celebrate that annually. So yeah, that's what Juneteenth is, and I'm excited that our program falls on Juneteenth this year. We need to have a big celebration.
Yeah, maybe we can have some dancing, because I mean that was a big part of the Jubilee. You know, the drumming. So maybe we can, because I mean that's all poetry too. I mean, who says that poetry can be the spoken word? You know, it can be the spoken movement, or the the moved word. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So if there's anyone out there that's interested in presenting any of these months, any poetry, as long as it's good and clean poetry, like clean poetry with no cursing, has to be family friendly and mean something meaningful, and please reach out to us, poetzafterthestorm@gmail.com. You could send us your pieces if you want us to put it in there. Send us the videos.
And let me just, so I do have a degree in African and African American history, so I do need to go back and correct so that I validate the degree that I worked for. So
please.
So slavery was abolished in 1863.
1868. It was 1868.
In 1863. No, it was abolished in 1863 in America. And Juneteenth was June 19th, 1865. Yes. Okay. Yes. So slavery was officially abolished in 1863, and it did not reach some of the farther states that they were free until June 19th, 1865. So I wanted to go back and correct that because I worked hard for that degree.
Okay. I didn't just go pick this up at Marshall's.
See, exactly. I didn't cut it out the back of a Cheerios box. I worked hard for that degree. Okay. So yes. So we will be in celebration. We will be in celebration for Juneteenth. And like Jamaica said, if there's anybody that wants to have the opportunity to come on this platform to share, and I do want to continue to stress, if you're coming on this platform to share, you are sharing in agreement and in alignment with the purpose, which is to raise funds and donations to be able to assist people who are rebuilding in Jamaica. So we just want to keep that as the central focus at all times. And again, after we've logged off from here, you are always welcome to give. Sister Jackie will be the focus of our giving for this month. Any proceeds that we receive, we will make sure that we get them to her so that she has some assistance and a little bit of support in being able to continue to rebuild.
Yeah, and I also think that maybe we want to extend where Sister Jackie's concerned for another month, just because the situation. And I know some months we don't very much. Some months we'll get like a 50, some months we'll get 100. So we want to be able to combine and just to make a bigger dent in the expenses that she has incurred.
Yes. Okay.
I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody that has been here.
Yes. Oh yeah. Can I do an outro with the children song, Flowers in the Meadow?
Go ahead and play it, and then we will go ahead and we will end the
So
podcast.
I don't think it's here. So I'm just gonna do a quick piece.
Okay.
No, there's Ring Game.
Okay.
I see roses and tulips and daffodils. I see roses and tulips and daffodils. I see roses and tulips and daffodils, azaleas, chrysanthemums, and lily of the valley. But somewhere out there, a child doesn't know love. Somewhere out there, a child is starving for a hug, starving for food, but not just the physical food, but also the spiritual food. Sometimes the child doesn't have the strength to act rude. They don't know that they are our sun rays, that they are our bride today, that they should be children growing like flowers in the meadow. And I see roses and tulips and daffodils. I see roses and tulips and daffodils. I see roses and tulips and daffodils, azaleas, chrysanthemums, and lily of the valley. But somewhere out there, a child is being enslaved as we speak. Could have been that child that made the Nike Air Jordan sneaks wearing upon your feet. Child slavery, child abduction. They're stolen from their homeland. Sometimes they're bought and sold by their own parents' hands. They're made to work in sweatshops. They work until their sweat drops. But they are our sun rays. They are our bride today, and they should be children growing like flowers in the meadow, like flowers in the meadow. Oh, oh, flowers in the meadow. See you next month. Thank you for joining. Peace and blessings. Hold on, Kim. You gotta say goodbye. You're mute.
Thank you for sharing that piece, Jamaica. And again, thank you everybody out there who has been here to share this space with us. We don't take it for granted. We are grateful for your presence. We're grateful for anything that you decide to donate. We're grateful for your prayers. And we hope you come back and join us again. We're here every month.
Thank you. Peace and blessings.
Peace and love.
All right. Okay, so everyone is still here, so we can say officially a goodbye. Can we hear?
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.